All right, my loves. It is Monday for you. It is Friday at 2:51 for me. I think I might be the last one in here. I'm going to close the door and my windows are open, and I just want to. I might take my mask off in a couple of seconds. But I wanted to just tell you what it is that I would like for you to be doing today if you're at home, and we're going to be doing the same thing if we're in school. So the thing that happens when you start to develop your writing is that you, oh gosh, it kind of got a little bit messed up. Please let this be it. Yes, this is it. Okay. The thing that happens when you are developing your writing is that you want to make sure that all of your systems are in check, that you have everything that you wanted to have in your piece. And I scaffolded it by giving you a thing to do every day. And so now you should have a piece of writing in front of you that has all of those elements, or does it? So I put together a checklist. It's sort of a hybrid of a couple of checklists that I saw. There was one that had grade 3 and grade 4 back to back, but I just don't think that's necessary. All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to go back to your piece. Now, I know there was a little confusion last week. Somebody in one of the meetings told me that her little group of kids thought that you could put everything on one page. Like when you're finished with your introduction, go right to the next thing and continue going. And that's because that's the way I had it. It looked like that. And I'm sorry that was confusing. But the reason why I asked you to print out the paper that was on the Google Classroom was because there was one page for your introduction, there was one page for your reason, there was one page for a reason, there was one page for a reason, and there was one page for a conclusion. And normally you don't do that. Normally when you write, you just go on to the next thing. When you read a book, it's not like, you just go to the next, you just go to the next thing, the next chapter, the next page. But I wanted it for the sake of organization for you right now, because this is your first official essay. All right, so page 1 should be your introduction. Page 2 should be reason number 1. Page 3 should be number 2. Page 4 should be number 5, reason number 5. And page 5 should be your conclusion. All right? So you're going to take this page by page in some cases and part by part in others. You're going to have this checklist in front of you, which is on your Google Classroom to print. If you don't have it, then you're going to pull it up and just look at it. But you should print it if you can. All right? That way you'll be able to actually make the check marks. So your overall, this is your checklist, your overall piece, I told readers my opinion and ideas on a text or a topic and help them understand my reasons. It says on a text because sometimes you will write an opinion piece about a piece of writing. So you might read the story and write an opinion piece about it. We're not doing that. We're just doing it on an idea that you have or a topic. All right? So yeah, if you wrote this essay and you have an introduction and 3 reasons and a conclusion, then you did tell your readers your opinion about something and you can give yourself a check. Then we have the lead. This is the introduction. All right? I wrote a beginning, that's your introduction, in which I not only set readers up to expect that this would be a piece of opinion writing, but I also tried to hook them in to caring about my opinion. This is the part that maybe I would hook my readers in by saying, so you want more? Here are some really cool ways to cash in and get the most bang for your buck. Or imagine a world. I'm trying to rope my readers in, okay? But in addition to that, I have to say I should get an allowance, because if I write it correctly, if I word it correctly, then there is likely going to be something on here that will give your readers the understanding that you are giving them an arguable point. All right. Then you have your ending. I'm going to go to my conclusion. That's your conclusion. All right. In my ending, it says, I worked on an ending, perhaps a thought or a comment related to my opinion. This should be a conclusion that has something to do with your opinion. If you did that, you can give yourself a yes. All right. Then if I continue, now we get into the elaboration. One of the things I want to tell you is that as I was going through all of those personal narratives, I noticed that sometimes kids did not use their checklist at all. I also noticed that some kids took their checklist and just went, yes, 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 all the way down. That was it. And then I look at it, I'm like, well, where do you see that? I don't see that. Why did you say yes if you didn't actually do it? So the purpose of a checklist is to actually check to make sure that you did these things. So I not only named my reasons, okay, to support my opinion, but I also wrote more about each one. So here's my reason number one. I'm going to name it. One reason that I should get an allowance is because I am responsible. I named it, but I wrote more about that. So yeah, I did. I not only told readers to believe me, but I also wrote in ways that got them thinking or feeling. Did I write something that makes them think or feel a certain way? You have to check and make sure. Just because I, Nancy Wall, did it doesn't necessarily mean you did it. All right? When you're done with that, then you go on to your language and conventions. This section is the part where you have to go bit by bit. I have not taught into that yet. So today, all I want you to do after you've watched this video is go back in and make sure that you've done the other parts that are on your piece, okay? I want you to go back and make sure that you have the overall, the lead, the transitions, the ending, the organization, the elaboration, and the craft. If you've done those things, then tomorrow we'll work on spelling and punctuation. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I never ended up taking my mask off. And I just, if you're done with that, then grab your notebook and do a free write. Okay? It's not, I'm done, I'm gonna go play video games now. This is writing, so I want you to continue to get the thoughts out of your head and onto paper. All right? It's been a joy. We've had joy, we've had fun, we've had seasons of the sun, and now today we're having that in the rain. It's an old song. You're gonna be like, what is she saying? It's okay. Happy writing.